not a naked bootleg each and every time you run a play action. If you can give a legitimate play action pass for Schaub, where, you know, he sits shotgun and just fakes the handoff to Foster just once. You know, just once show that luck. Just once show a shotgun handoff. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe they need to run a zone shotgun handoff. Maybe that's a dimension of the football game they have to add. Now I'm thinking about it, that is what it is. That's what it doesn't have to be the zone read, but the zone handoff from the shotgun. If they can institute that into their game plan, I think that's a big difference in what they can do offensively. And they get the same exact percentages running the ball. Same exact that they want. Because I think they dictate it. But Jesus Christ. Alright. Woodyard time. One more play. So we got one more play. Touchdown pass to AJ Green. See what happened. Don't go to Woodyard. 20 yards. They're blitzing there. Still in the 40 front. Just a 4-man front. That's all the Packers are. Nothing complex about their defense. Ran what, 150 set we saw? Alright, Wesley Woodyard. What game of Woodyard should I do? What game you want to see? That was this week, right? Monday Night Football. Curiosity. Oh, I just do this. I know what I'm looking for. $55 snaps. What number is he? I guess he's at Mike 52. Then that makes sense. What a 52 defense is? I can explain that very quickly. Oh, what 52 Mike's supposed to do? Just be. It's just two interior. They're both Mike backers. It's just interior linebacker. That's. Though this is a 4. They're showing that this is a nickel package. You know, the outside linebacker, the idea behind it is to cover your weak points in the run game and also the running backs out of the backfield. But when you go to a nickel package, because they have 3 wide receivers on the field, these guys basically turn into interior linebackers, and our defensive ends are contained players completely. They're on islands out there. They have no help from the linebacker core. Theoretically, NFL defenses get cute. I don't know what 99's doing. Look, everyone else's pad level and look at 99. Sorry. It's just obvious. Counter boot. It says, which one's Woodyard? 59 or 52? For some reason 52 is what's sticking in my head. $52 is right. Counter. It's just counter option. No, it's just counter boot. Watch Woodyard. If it's man coverage, he's fine. I'll say this: Jack Del Rio is a tremendous linebackers coach, and I don't know if he's had a bad linebacker on the field. And yes, now it's the 5-2. And now these guys, 5 are contained players and outside linebackers, and these are one gap players at the middle. That just becomes a little bit of difference in the 5 front to the 4 front. This is like I think he probably had contained last time. Now it's on the outside linebacker. We have an overlook, tight right, wing right, so this is unbalanced. I guess the shift here is him sitting in an A gap. I have to see him on a regular set. But I'm imagining he being more head up. Normally, he'd be more head up himself. He'd be more head up as well. But because this unbalanced on the over, and this is where the Raiders can get scary. They love pulling people around. Woodyard gets underneath the guy though. It's a good play by him. Pause it right where it gets important. It was 85-79 for the end linebacker. But what I showed earlier, I forget who, I think it was the Seahawks. The linebacker tried to scrape over, get lazy, where instead Woodyard just engages straight on. So he's still scraping. He's going through instead of around. That's what it was. The linebacker, he went to the left. He went through the offensive player's left because it was easier route. Woodyard goes across his face knowing if he's coming that way, that's the way he wants to block me. You always want to go through the player, not around the player. So just technique-wise, right there is a big upgrade from what I've seen previous guys do. Now we're in a nickel look. But we have a tight end that actually trips left. Man coverage, he's on his guy. I like the little attack he does. Doesn't let McFadden get through freely. That's what you have to do. A lot of people were asking last night, well, how do you stop Sproles? This is how you stop Sproles. This is how you stop Arian Foster. It's how you stop guys that catch passes. Right there. That little shove. Now, Pryor is able to be a little bit more athletic than most quarterbacks. But look where McFadden is now. He's still line of scrimmage. Now, you can make contact within the 5 yards. That's perfectly legal, as long as the ball's not in the air. And that's expected. It's coached. No, you never want to go around. You want to go through. That's definitely. Going around is a lot worse. Because going around, you're giving up your gap. When they sit down in May, whenever OTAs start, they'll have a refresher on what they're supposed to do. And it'll be easier if I go to the end zone camera. And I do it every play, but this is the refresher. Okay, guys, when we're in our 5 front, you, nose guard, you have A gap. You have B gap. You have B gap. You have A gap. You have C gap. You have C to D, and you have D. And each player is responsible for one gap. And at any point, if you lose your gap, you're potentially going to have a bigger play. So you have to stay responsible. It's a gap responsibility That's what defense is. Now, they might push him to C and him to B. You know, it's depending on what they want. But just from watching these tapes, we've seen this guy take the inside gap and him scrape over. In college and high school, though, he'd have C and he'd have B. See, this is inverted wishbone. Only thing that makes it less so is he's at the wing spot. But we have a queen back, we have strong right, so queen back, pistol. We have a wide somewhere, I don't know where he is. Sub tray. And if they're in man coverage, I'm assuming one of these two has to drop off. I'm imagining it's him with this guy. He's manned up here, and he's manned up here. So if he's manned up, let's just pretend that's what this is, and this is a pass play, because we don't know what it is yet. If he's manned up, he can immediately blitz, because he sees him. He can blitz through him. So if he attacks here, there's a couple ways he can do this. He attacks here, takes him out of play, and goes to the quarterback, or he can jam him and run with him. That's pretty much his two options in this spot. This guy has to be keyed on McFadden. So it is a play. Let's see how he attacks it. Jams and runs through. And it's a hell of a play. The one thing you don't want him to do is to be passive, and he's not passive. And he's, even though he gets caught trying to fill the hole in a potential run play, he's still jamming. Yeah, I'm okay with the 4th and 5th for Monroe. I'm not crazy about it, but he probably wasn't re-signing with the team anyway from the sounds of it. He seemed to be quite happy he was leaving, actually. So forefront. Nickel. Zone. Something tells me Pryor wasn't ready for that. You can have that pre-snap read. Another overlook. A lot of overlooks, man. This is the 3rd team now we're watching that's running this off-balance stuff. Now, it's not like the off-balance that the Ravens ran, where they moved the guy over, like one of the linemen at tight end here that was eligible. Because you went off-balance where this is guard tight end, and the tight end's eligible. And then you put the tackle right next to the air tackle. You have a power look. But, and then this play, this guy is your eligible receiver on the line. But this is, the only difference is he's off the line in this look instead of on it, if it was unbalanced. And, you know, like I was trying to say, you're just trying to, this is a running formation. And you're trying to do is you're trying to find a weakness in a run. And if they commit too much to a run, like bring an extra linebacker on the field, this wing player may potentially have an advantage versus, like if this was an extra linebacker because they saw the heavier personnel, he'd have an advantage versus this player. That's the thought process behind it. Overlooks just tight end wing. I wonder what this call was. The call was he's letting, I guess he's letting McFadden know he's blocking here. McFadden's one-on-one with our edge rusher. Didn't shoot his hands. What's Woodyard looking at? Are we in zone? We're in zone. I don't like that drop too much. It's not covering too many guys right here. Jesus, Pryor. My God. Now we're getting tricky. I guess this is